Chapter 2. The Paleo Diet Explained. Welcome to our channel. Food as Medicine. You are what you eat. What is the Paleo Diet? A Paleo diet is a nutritional regimen based on foods likely consumed during the Paleolithic epoch, which lasted from 2.5 million to 10,000 years ago. A paleo diet generally consists of lean meats, fish, fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, previously only available through hunting. A paleo diet restricts foods that became popular around 10,000 years ago when farming began. Dairy products, legumes, and grains are among these foods. Paleolithic, Stone Age, hunter-gatherer, and caveman diets are all terms used to describe a paleo diet. Paleo diets work on the simple concept that neither must you eat it if the cavemen don't eat it. Goodbye, refined sugar, dairy, legumes, and grains, pre-agricultural revolution, and welcome meat, fish, poultry, fruits, and vegetables. The theory is that by avoiding or controlling civilization-related diseases, like type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease, as well as likely losing weight, you may prevent or control civilization-related diseases, like type 2 diabetes and cardiovascular disease. If you want to follow one, your goals or even the program you're on will find what you eat and how much you consume. The high diet is not popular in the United States. According to news specialists, it is too restrictive to be healthy or good. Purpose of paleo diet. The goal of a paleo diet involves eating in a more similar way to what human ancestors ate. The discordance hypothesis claims that the human species is biologically unsuited to the current diet that arose from farming techniques. Farming altered people's diets by introducing dairy, grains, and legumes as new staples throughout the human diet. According to the theory, the body's ability to adjust was outrun by the late and quick shift in nutrition. Nowadays, obesity, diabetes, and heart disease are all on the rise, so this incompatibility is thought to be a contributing factor. History and origin of paleo food. The paleo diet was devised in the 1970s by gastroenterologist Walter Vogelin and has recently gained popularity in healthcare circles. He was the first to propose that feeding like the Paleolithic forefathers could help modern humans live longer and healthier lives. According to Vogelin and scores of other doctors and nutritionists following him, returning to our forefathers' diet might dramatically lower Crohn's disease, diabetes, obesity, and dyspepsia, among other maladies. But does the modern paleo diet stack up against what our forefathers ate? At first look, the paleo diet appears to be very similar to what a Paleolithic man would have consumed. The diet consists primarily of meats and vegetables, which a prehistoric person may have caught, and plant stuff such as nuts, seeds, vegetables, and fruits that would have been harvested. Because crop cultivation predates the prehistoric period, all grains, including processed flours, are ignored. Dairy goods are forbidden since early men did not rear livestock for meat and milk. Honey seems to be the only glucose allowed mainly on a diet because refined sugar, as we know, it did not occur at the time. And salt use is restricted since our forefathers didn't possess salt shakers at their disposal 20,000 years ago. Food that has been processed in any way is prohibited, and meat must be grass-fed, as this is more closely related to the balanced diet of wandering animals. Critics, on the other hand, argue that the paleo diet radically reduces what prehistoric people ate. Although the paleo diet emphasizes fish and meat, it is unclear if proteins made up most past diets. Diets throughout the Paleolithic era might have varied greatly depending on region, just as they do today. Desert-dwelling groups would have had little access to seafood and probably very little meat to consume. Their diets would include a lot of nuts, seeds, or even insects. Fresh vegetables and fruits were scarce for those living in colder climates. For compensation for dietary inadequacies caused by a scarcity of fresh fruit and vegetables, their diet would have been nearly entirely meat-based, and they would eat all portions of the animal. Modern paleo diets, according to critics, may not account for these subtleties. However, the most contentious component of the paleo diet is its proponents' assertions about its capacity to improve general health. Whereas most Americans may benefit from eating more vegetables and fruit, it's hard to prove whether a prehistoric person would be in any way healthier than a modern man. After all, many children died before they turned 15, and adults rarely lived above 40. Furthermore, a new analysis published in The Lancet found disturbingly high levels of atherosclerosis, or blocked arteries, in historical mummies. 47 of the 137 mummies examined were reported as having the illness, putting doubt on the assumption that our forefathers ate a far balanced diet than we would now. What does research say about the paleo diet? What exactly does science have to say about the paleo diet? According to specific research, the health claims are valid. Scientists found that the paleo diet led to a more considerable short-term improvement in some risk variables for chronic illness, such as waist circumference and fasting blood sugar, compared to diets employed as a control in a study of 4 randomized trials with 159 participants. Another study, issued in February 2016 in the journal Australian Family Physician, looked at clinical studies that looked at the impact of paleo upon health markers like weight, inflammatory, and hormonal health. A few studies have found credible evidence that the paleo diet may well be linked to losing weight, lower cholesterol, and managed to improve blood lipid levels. However, the essay concluded that more research is necessary to prove if it lives up to a bold health issue raised by some of its proponents due to small sample sizes, brief periods, and comparable frameworks among most existing studies on just this diet. Indeed, several researchers have raised worry that there isn't enough information to prove any firm claims about both the paleo diet's beneficial effects, particularly in the longer term. Tanis R. Fenton and Carol J. Smith wrote a paper in response to the initial review. Fenton of the University of Calgary Cumming Medical School in Alberta submitted a letter to the president expressing his dissatisfaction with the study. According to their claims, some of the findings were not statistically significant, and they did not reveal any meaningful therapeutic impact, according to their claims. They concluded that the review's findings did not show any evidence supporting something like the paleo diet. Therefore, they advocated for greater caution in making health suggestions to the general population. What to expect when you try the paleo diet? The Paleolithic diet can help with weight loss quickly, based on how closely you follow the approved foods lists and how much physical activity you incorporate into your regular activities. In the long run, you need to ensure you're receiving enough calcium and other minerals to compensate for the calcium and other minerals you're losing out on by avoiding dairy products and even certain grains. Calcium is included in several paleo-approved foods, including salmon and spinach, so be sure to include them in your diet. It's a good idea to consult a qualified nutritionist to ensure that you're getting enough calcium and other nutrients. Overall, Holly believes the paleo diet is a good choice. People who follow this diet and replace processed foods, processed meats, and sugar-sweetened beverages with more fruit and vegetables, and healthy fats are likely to find some medical benefits. One thing to think about is how extreme you want to go, Holly adds, noting that specific diets are more restricted than others, banning things like dairy and peanut butter. It can be challenging to eliminate a large number of food categories at once and Holly recommends making minor, gradual improvements instead. I've always believed that if we alter it all at once, it'll be less likely to stay. We'll be more likely to keep these things if we make modest changes, Holly adds. Overall, that diet may not be for everyone, but it may benefit some, according to Holly. It is critical that each person thoroughly understands the diet before beginning. Whenever making significant diet changes or starting exercising, consult your doctor to ensure that the adjustments you want to make are appropriate for your specific healthcare needs. How to start the paleo diet? The simplest way to understand the paleo diet would be to believe it as a rigorous whole food diet. Paleo dieters think that all those who lived before human populations ate whole foods like vegetables, fruit, and meat, and they are likely correct. To put it another way, our Stone Age forefathers ate only what they could gather or kill with their very own hands. Unlike some other diets, including the keto diet, the paleo diet has various iterations ranging from extremely strict to relatively lax. Because no one knows for sure what cave dwellers ate, multiple variants of the paleo diet have emerged. The path you choose is based on your supposition about just what cave dwellers ate as well as your values refined foods and health. The first stage in following a paleo diet determines how rigorous a diet you believe you can tolerate, followed by picking which items you will eat and that you will avoid. WHO should do the paleo diet? The paleo diet is not for everyone but neither is any other diet. If you have several dietary intolerances, such as celiac disease, lactose sensitivity, or FODMAP intolerance, paleo could be a good fit for you. Paleo is also a fantastic option for those who feel good physically and mentally when avoiding dairy meals. The diet plan may not even be suitable for those with eating disorders, as excluding certain food groups and ingredients can classify foods as great or bad, promoting an unhealthy and restrictive relationship to food. Before starting the paleo diet, people at risk of nutrient deficiencies, especially calcium and vitamin D, should speak with a dietitian or physician. Cutting out dairy products can raise your chance of insufficiency within these nutrients. If you've any medical problems or are taking prescription drugs, consult your doctor to see whether the paleo diet is proper for you or if a special diet would be a good fit. The rules for the paleo diet. When a caveman wouldn't eat it, you shouldn't either. When adopting a paleo diet, this is the basic rule. Foods that have been exclusively available to our hunter-gatherer forefathers are included in the paleo diet. This means that processed meals, refined grains, including cereals found in stores today are prohibited. On the other hand, meals, nuts, seeds, fruits, and vegetables should be consumed. The paleo meal is founded on the premise that such foods are just what our bodies were designed to eat rather than the processed meals and additives we find today. A paleo diet that is very well is claimed to benefit all determinants of well-being. Although there's no way of knowing for sure what Paleolithic humans did eat just at the time, you may make an informed estimate. It all boils down to what they had only at the time and where they were located. Some Paleolithic individuals ate a diet rich in animal fats and low in carbohydrates, while others mainly relied on plants and carbohydrates to survive. Reasons to think twice about paleo. Paleo dieters could get somewhat out of whack at times. For a long time, we were informed that fat and meat were terrible for us, bad on our heart, and bad for our waistbands by the nutrition authorities. Thankfully, science is catching up to the apparent fact which fat was not bad, at least the right kinds of fat. Some people that follow a paleo diet, on the other hand, may go too far in the reverse direction, eating more protein and vegetables than their body can take. Nutrition, in my opinion, is all about balance, and therefore we should strive for it. While eggs and meats can be nutritious, they must be of high quality. Whereas most paleo dieters understand the importance of eating organic, pastured, and grass-fed foods, this can be difficult to practice due to financial and convenience constraints. There are a variety of healthy diets available. I enjoy what is known as traditional diets and ancestral diets, including the paleo diet. Ancestral diets aim to replicate how our forefathers ate before foodstuff was prepared industrially. There are various ancestral-style diets to choose from, including the vegan diet, which allows beans and grains, the Weston A. Price diet, and the Atkins diet. Some examples include a price-based diet, which uses beans, grains, and dairy, emphasizing preparing people as our forefathers did. A traditional primal diet similar to a diet plan, but with dairy and much more saturated fat, and the perfect health diet, allows more carbohydrates than that of the paleo diet, as long as they are specific carbohydrates. Because the paleo diet is so limiting, if you're not using it for one particular reason, you might be able to locate a healthy diet that suits you better. There is an incredible deal of debate over meat consumption and environmental protection. The popular belief is that eating meat is detrimental to the environment. However, many disagree. As a result, this is something to think about. So why is this diet so popular? For one thing, many doctors have found that diet and modest variants of it are pretty effective in treating chronic health concerns, including diabetes, autoimmune disorders, and, of all, obesity. CrossFit gyms have been popular with the diet, which has helped it spread. I was once told that diet had gained more popularity than many other diets since many guys train out at CrossFit clubs, of course, women do as well, even though women are more inclined to try alternative diets for losing weight. Because it is a complete food-based diet on generally sound nutritional elements, this can appeal to several excellent people. However, like with all diets, it is frequently criticized by persons with differing dietary ideas. So, what else can you eat if you're following the paleo diet? The principles are that you should eat like our forefathers and mothers: meat, ideally wild, organic, and free-range, seeds and nuts, fruits, eggs, and plenty of vegetables. The paleo diet excludes grains, beans, maize, dairy, sugar, bread, and processed foods. So, is this a healthy and good diet? There are various reasons why I prefer the paleo diet, and there are a few reasons why I don't. The paleo diet is just a whole foods, natural foods diet, which does not include any processed meals. The paleo diet is less in simple carbs than the typical American diet, making it a healthier option. Many individuals feel much better eating paleo, since it eliminates common allergens, including gluten, wheat, soy, and milk, cheese, dairy. In Chinese medicine, these meals are thought to increase dampness throughout the body, which can cause symptoms including indigestion, migraines, and fat. The vegetables in the diet are substantially higher than that in a typical diet. How safe is the paleo diet? On the other hand, the usual paleo diet puts most people at risk of calcium and vitamin D deficiency, important for bone health. Simultaneously, saturated energy and carbohydrate intake can be significantly higher than advised, raising the risk of kidney and liver problems and certain malignancies. Scientists warn against following celebrities into a fad diet that isn't backed up by science, citing studies in the journal Nutrition and Diabetes that show that just 8 weeks on the paleo diet can cause weight gain and also causes increase the risk of chronic diseases. The low carbohydrate, high fat, LCHF, paleo, Stone Age, or caveman diet advocates eating only prepackaged meals to our hunter-gatherer forefathers. If you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to our channel. Subscription is totally free by pressing the subscribe button. Also, hit the notifications bell so that you will always be notified of new content on our channels. Considering the lack of data about health advantages, celebrity chefs, tabloids, and reality TV shows urge an increasing number of individuals to try these and comparable diets. Paleo was the most searched for diet on the internet in 2014. The LCHF diet has more protein, fiber, and fat and less sugar and starchy carbs than the standard Western diet. Grass-fed meats, fish, seafood, fresh fruit and veg, eggs, nuts and seeds, and healthy oils like olive, walnut, flaxseed, macadamia, avocado, and coconut are all recommended. Cereal grains, legumes, such as peanuts, milk products, refined sugar, potatoes, processed foods, salt, and refined soybean oil are all to avoid. So, eat right. Eat wisely. And be happy. Here ends this video on the keto diet and weight loss. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out our other videos in this series. Food as medicine. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Goodbye. See you again soon.